Hello everyone, I am Wendar here with the new server midweek update video that will from now on and in this video be talking about both pickup basketball and pickup football because they're now all sort of one connected network. And so what I'm going to be talking about is try to bring everyone up to speed on what's happening and what's going to be happening in the future in terms of both these servers and what that means going forward. Obviously, we've had a merger of a sort going on. I mean, it's not like a direct merger where two servers are becoming one. It's more of a community building and server joining than it is a merger. But either way, we have sort of created a sports network on Discord that so far the transition period has been really smooth, and I think I'm happy with how everything has turned out, and I think I can speak for the other mods and say that they are also happy as well. So basically the whole point of this thing is to specialize each server more in their respective sport and hopefully carry over the same rules and management and sense of community from each server and sort of meld that all into one. And so far I think we've done a pretty good job of doing that. And obviously, like we said in the original announcement that we made last Saturday, is that things are going to be moving around a lot in terms of channels and layouts and roles and rules even. And new things will be added along the way too, because what we're trying to do right now is to make both servers look practically identical to one another, aside from, basketball being basketball and football being football. But other than that, we're trying to keep everything almost exactly the same in terms of everything. So we have obviously the four commissioners on board, which are myself, CC, Airy, and Jace, who are the four commissioners on both servers. We both have a big ownership role in what's going on and what's happening. And then we have different mods on each server, although some of them are the same, to be fair. And pretty much besides that, we want to keep everything else exactly the same. So even things down to like the rules. I know we're trying to work this all out. It's not completely set up yet. So like we said, just give us some time and things will be changing around because we have to take these two servers that were originally different in their identities and the way they're set up and sort of transform them into one cohesive unit that carries across the same styles and layouts and so on and so forth. So there are other changes in the works that will be carried across both servers just to make them look more identical, like I said, and we'll be figuring that out in the coming weeks probably. It'll be finalized in the coming weeks, we hope. So basically, one of the examples of what we're looking at is, for those of you who were a member of the Pickup Basketball server before it became Pickup Basketball, you're probably familiar with this Add Your Team channel. And what we've done with this is we've implemented the same thing over on Pickup Football. It's called Welcome over there. Again, we're going to have to change the names of everything and get that all situated. But this was not previously on Pickup Football, but it is now. We've implemented it over here. And the change that we've made on top of that on Pickup Basketball is that once you're rolled up, you can't see this channel anymore. So it's not taking up space. It's not sort of this useless floating thing that once you have a team assigned, you really never need to even come back in here. So now you can't even see it anymore. So we just tried to make the user experience really nice and streamlined there and completely get rid of it for anyone that isn't a mod or that hasn't flared up yet. In terms of what you can do if you ever do want to change your team or maybe add a new team that you just started bandwagoning, for example, is you can just go into bot stuff on either server and you just add it in there, just like you would normally before, but now you just do it in here. So now there's a point to both channels, but the one you don't have to see constantly, especially after you've already flared up, there's no point in even looking in there. And I also already mentioned the different changes to the rules. We have not exactly figured everything out, meaning we don't have the exact rules that we're going to be using on both servers yet, or even the splash page that we're going to use. I know the graphics are still in the works for that, and the rules themselves are still being decided on. But hopefully, again, we'll have an identical set of rules on both servers, and then the moderators on both servers will be moderating based off of that. Another change for those that were on Pickup Basketball before it became Pickup Basketball is you'll notice that the lounge is now missing from what you can view and participate in, and that was sort of a special channel for political discussion and current events and a more serious targeted aspect of conversation and discussion that doesn't really fit under football per se, but more under politics. And it was just something that one of our mods came up with a long time ago, and we've carried it across now. But what we've done now is instead, it's not on Pickup Basketball anymore. We did not want it to be fragmented across both servers. So instead, it is only on Pickup Football. So unfortunately, if you're not a football fan and you want to come and still talk on the lounge and you're from Pickup Basketball, now you have to join a new server to do that. But again, it's run by the same people, and it's sort of the same idea, obviously, because it's run by the same people and it's the same concept. It's just over here on Pickup Football now. And if you're not a football fan, don't worry, we won't ping you with useless stuff because we just won't give you the football role. So there's no problem with that. If you just want to come here to participate in solely the lounge, then you can do so. And finally, besides that sort of major shift in what's going on, I just wanted to remind everyone that the Pickup Football podcast will be back on Saturday nights. So Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, the Pickup Football podcast, previously the NFL Central Plus podcast. We're just renaming it, but it's going to be the same idea, and it's going to be back to the same time. I know there was some confusion last week. We ended up not doing it at all, and that was because of this whole merger that was going on. But it's back this week. I'm going to put a link to it on the Pickup Football server when it's up and it's live, so you guys can come in and chat and comment and interact with what we're talking about on stream. And then obviously you can watch the replay afterwards, or listen to the replay, I should say, afterwards in the coming days. So that's going to be set up 8 p.m. Eastern Time, back to its old slot, back to the regular format as well. And it's getting more exciting now that football season is actually a thing. You know, we're in the preseason right now, and very, very soon we'll be back to the regular season. So that'll be fun to talk about on the podcast then. And our Twitter pages, our Instagram pages, they have been changed now to reflect the entire Pickup Sports network and brand, as opposed to just the football side of it. So our hopes is that we eventually integrate more basketball content into those, and the YouTube channel as well going forward. So that way we can provide content for both channels. And for something like the Pickup Football podcast, I'm not going to go and try to spam that in the Pickup Basketball server because I realize that you guys won't be interested. But hopefully the rest of the mod team and maybe some other members of the community will be able to provide more content for the Pickup Basketball server going forward. So that is also something to look forward to.